learn more about yourself than you thought possible. The serious practitioner of positive thinking will gain an understanding and power that will enable him to do what seemed impossible at first. In this secret, we demonstrate a couple of tools to control our thinking. We will continue the journey in secret for where we show that our reactions to unplanned external events will be very different when we practice the power of positive thinking. Fourth secret: how to react to external events in your life. Middle of our journey, this is a good time to reflect on some of the secrets we have learned as we travel along the path of self-development. Secret 1: the mind and the body are so connected that we need to make sure we have positive thoughts to experience a positive impact on the body. Secret 2: our body has strong physiological responses to the emotions we are experiencing. If we choose to think positively, we will experience positive emotions. If we experience positive emotions, our body receives the positive health benefits rather than the negative health impacts, such as stress and high blood pressure. Secret 3: you can choose to banish negative thoughts. When negative thoughts invade your mind, remember to use the visualization technique and take your mind to a quieter, more peaceful place. Let's move on to Secret 4, where you will discover the right way to react to external events in your life. It is a fact of life that you will experience events in your life that were not planned or desired. How you react to these events says a great deal about the kind of person you are. That is a concept that must be understood. An example will probably help you internalize this concept. Perhaps you are camping in the woods and discover that a wild bear is running toward a small child at a neighboring campground. Several people witnessed the situation. A person with a vivid imagination imagines all the horrors that can happen and is paralyzed by fear. Another person thinks only of himself and his danger and runs away to escape the danger. Another faints instantly from fear. His fainting arises from his mental anxiety and only adds to the confusion of the situation. One woman was so engrossed in setting up her tent that she did not see the wild bear, so she would not have been disturbed by it, nor would she have taken any action related to it. Another, seeing the exact same situation of the bear attack pending that others are experiencing, is triggered by a completely different line of thought. Remember that very loud noises distract bears from their course of action. So bang on the lids of the pots and scream at the top of your lungs, making the bear stop paying attention to the child. With this reaction, another adult may snatch the child and run away to safety. In the example described, we have an external incident of the bear's attack, each person's thought and subsequent bodily action. Each action in the illustration was connected to the same incident, however, the resulting actions were from the person's fault and not from the actual incident of the bear's attack. What is the relevance between our illustration of the bear attack and positive thinking? Well, the example shows that it is not the incident you are experiencing that causes your actions, it is the thought about the incidents that causes it. Therefore, when you are faced with a negative situation in your life, such as the loss of your job, your resulting actions will depend on how you think about your circumstances. If you think that losing your job means that you are worthless and cannot work, then your relationship actions will be negative. You may sit on the couch for days watching meaningless soap operas. Your actions are having a negative impact on your life and are causing you to regress. What if you choose to be positive? What would happen then? What would happen if you focused on the positive side of losing your job? Perhaps you think about that now that you have the opportunity to explore a new career that has always intrigued you, then your resulting actions will be completely different. You can do research to improve your education, think that you will have plenty of time to learn more about your desired field. Your actions are having a positive or negative situation. Your impact on our life is moving you forward. The resulting actions depend on how you think about your circumstances. These examples illustrate that in each case, it is not the external incident, but your own thought that directs, controls, and decides what your course of action will be. Therefore, it is obvious then that thinking about situations and experiences in a positive way will cause you to take a positive course of action. Do you think you can begin to apply this concept in your own life? Why not start today? The next time you are faced with an adverse experience, consciously choose to think positively. You may be surprised at how different you will act as a result. I know it can be difficult to apply positive thinking every day. Think of this book as your motivation to keep going. Consider Norman Vincent Peale's famous quote from the book, The Power of Positive Thinking. He states, "Motivation is like nutrition. It must be taken daily and in healthy doses to maintain it. That's it. In Secret 4 of our journey to positive thinking, we learn how important it is to react to unplanned adverse events in a positive way. Our positive thinking will keep us on track and ensure that our reaction to the event is positive. I was wondering, would you like to be more productive in all aspects of your life? Stupid question, right? We all want to be more productive. Well, Secret 5 uncovers the truth behind the fact that positive thinkers are people who are more productive. Fifth secret: enjoy a productive life with positive thoughts. I hope you've started to apply some of the ideas from our first 4 secrets. There's no reason to wait. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll see the results. Among the wells of wisdom today is a small old quote that never seems to show its age: a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. In our last secret, you learn it to react to unplanned events in your life. Instead of seeing an unexpected event as a negative, you will have a feeling of accomplishment if you try to see the positive instead. For example, try to focus on the opportunity that underlies the unplanned. Most successful men have not achieved their distinction because they have been presented with some new talent or an opportunity. They have developed the opportunity that was within their grasp. Bruce Barton, American author. There are many interesting books that show that positive thinkers are some of the most successful leaders of our time. These leaders do not let obstacles such as unplanned external events stand in their way. They reach out to their surroundings with a positive attitude and rise up to success. Prolonged grief, fear, and anger can shorten your life. Anxiety, doubt, and despair can our productivity. Bitterness, greed, lust, jealousy, and envy can cause successful people to commit illicit and criminal acts. Conversely, contentment, peace, and satisfaction can produce beneficial effects. In fact, they can prolong your life. I have read many studies on positive and negative thoughts and their impact on the body and actions. Here is an interesting experiment conducted in the early 1900s that I thought I would share with you. This study was at the forefront of demonstrating the relationship between productivity and positive negative thoughts. Imagine who came up with this study. A study has shown that hair grows more slowly when a person is subjected to several months of anxiety. Now in the study, a professor designed a regulated spring to maintain a uniform degree of resistance and to record the number of times it was pressed. The test subject had to press the spring with their finger until, due to exhaustion, the finger refused to act. This part of the test determined the average number of times the spring was pressed under normal circumstances before exhaustion occurred. Days later, the same subject was asked to think about some subject that caused dissonant thoughts, such as what was the saddest thing that had happened to him or to the person he hated the most. After a long period of time thinking about the subject so that his mind would be filled with inharmonious thoughts, he was asked to press the spring. Can you guess what happened? You are right, the average number of depressions performed under the negative mental conditions was much less than that of ordinary circumstances. What happened when the subject thought about such things as love, peace, and happiness? You guessed right again, the number of times the spring was pressed was much higher than the number performed under ordinary circumstances. It is hard to believe that an experiment performed so long ago has the same relevance today. Think about your own life for a second. Have you noticed that you have much less physical or mental exhaustion after a pleasant day at work than one that is occupied in unpleasant or stressful situations? I know I have. I'm always motivated to do more at night after a nice day at work. Before I applied positive thinking techniques in my own life, I was more likely to want to sit on the couch after a stressful and exhausting day. The professor who conducted the experiment we just outlined had a theory that the physical or mental exhaustion that follows a stressful day is caused by the absurd feelings of hurry, tension, and anxiety. In other words, uncertainty, anxiety, worry, and fear break a person down. But if the mind is filled with thoughts of calm, security, courage, and confidence, then a person can be much more productive. How can a decades-old experiment be applied to the vastly changed world of the 21st century? Well, deep down you have to make sure you keep a positive thought, no matter what you're putting up within your workday. How can a decades-old experiment be applied to the vastly changed world of the 21st century? Well, deep down, you have to make sure you keep a positive thought, no matter what you're putting up within your workday. Wrong. Try thinking about something positive like the next vacation or the lovely thing your child said to you the other day. Highlight the negativity that is draining you and pass it on to your positive thoughts. It is important to remember that having a positive attitude and using your positive thinking is essential. Positive thinking will help you stay focused, re-energize your body, and improve your productivity. In short, positive thinking influences your productivity. Do you know how to look for the good in others and in experiences? If not, secret number 6 will help you learn how. Sixth secret: looking for the good. In secret 5, we discovered that the application of positive thinking has the added benefit of making us more productive. Plus, if you're like most people, you're living an accelerated life and would find that being more productive is very beneficial. To help you continue on your path to positive thinking, it's time to learn to look for the good, and that's what secret 6 is all about. Your mother may have told you to always try to see the good in people. And as much as we hate to admit that our mothers are always right, in this case she was right. Seeking the good in others is probably something you were taught to do in your early education. Elementary school teachers have the advantage of helping children learn to keep an open mind about others and experiences. Now as an adult you like the idea, but you may have trouble applying this principle in your daily life. It turns out that looking for the good in people and experiences is a great way to turn your thoughts from the negative into positive, more harmonious thoughts. Remember, apply this idea to both people and experiences. Consider that even the people you may consider as evil, looking for the lazy or insignificant, have some good qualities and have done some good deeds. Also consider that even experiences that you consider to be out of time from places you would rather not be may have some good underlying qualities. It is generally accepted that there was never a person who did not have some good qualities or did some good deeds. There has never been an experience that did not have some good in it or that was not closely related to it. The pursuit of good, if it is diligent and faithful, does not have to be in vain. When you find the good, remember to treasure what you have achieved. When your habit of seeking the good in others is fully established, negative thoughts will rarely intrude. Let us illustrate the theory of finding the good in experiences with an example. A young woman living on a busy street in Buenos Aires complained that she could not sleep because the noises of the busy city street outside her house disturbed her. A colleague of hers suggested that every noise, whatever it might be, had a musical note to it, and she should try to find that note in each of the various sounds she heard. She decided to give it a try. She gave up all attempts to fall asleep and set about looking for the musical note among the city street noises. Not surprisingly, he slept soundly all night. Why could he find a deep sleep that had eluded him for so long? The explanation is that she had previously concentrated on the discordant characteristics of the noises she heard, and by thinking about these thoughts, she expanded her awareness of the negative and remained awake. In her search for the musical notes, she lost sight of the disturbing negative conditions, and she fell asleep because the discordant of the noise is no longer disturbed her. She let her mind concentrate and got the desired result. The search for the good in others and in experiences is one of the best methods to replace negative thinking with positive and consistent thinking. One piece of advice: don't limit your attempt to seek the good just in the moment. What I mean is that when you have a negative experience or with a negative person, don't go, "Oh yes, I have to look for the good in people and experiences." Instead, consider looking for the good as a life's work, constantly working to eliminate negative thoughts. When you are able to change your thinking so that you always look for the good, you will discover that your life will shine brighter and brighter. Not just for you, but also for those around you: family, associates, co-workers, employees, and friends. The obvious fact is that people are inclined and want to spend time with others who are looking for the good in people and experiences. Perhaps you have someone in your life right now who exudes the lifestyle of positive thinking. Others are likely to comment on how positive they are, that no matter what happens, they always see the positive side. They may comment on your positive attitude and that it is nice to be around you and that not one negative word comes out of your mouth. I hope you will reflect on this secret the next time you feel a negative thought about a particular person or experience. If you stop and reflect on what is good about that person or experience, I promise you will put that negative thought aside.